Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are looking at my portfolio. I'm going to share with you everything, that all the buys and sales and all that stuff. But before we get to that, I'm going to share with you, I feel like I made a mistake at some point in the last two weeks, so I'm going to explain that to you. I'm going to also share with you, how much dividend I've been paid this month and what the strategies are going forward. But before we start on everything else, I want to explain what happened. So about a week ago, I went on Zoya. Zoya is the app that I have been using just to check if some companies are Sharia compliant before I actually do the research. Then I will go into their website, look at every single thing they sell, look at their balance sheet, see where the money comes from. Then once I'm happy with that, and if it's obviously, if according to Zoya, if it's Sharia compliant, then I will do the financial side of things. So I will do a bit more, look at their balance sheet, look at it, all that stuff, see overvalued, undervalued. Once I'm happy with everything, then I will start buying straight away. So I might actually give it like a couple of days to sleep on it and then come back again, do a little bit more research, see if I missed anything, then I will buy it. Okay, so it's a long process, but it takes me about a few days to actually gather all that information and then write it all down, then make my judgment. And then I always look at my portfolio to see if there's any of the companies that I own already do that similar thing. If they are a better investment, then I'll go with that company instead of adding a new company to the portfolio. Right, so what happened is I owned Clorox, and I'm sure you've all seen it. I've talked about it before in my portfolio, and recently I went to Zoya app, and I was just looking at it because once a while, every time, so once the earnings come out, I go back onto Zoya and just put through all the companies that I own and see out of the ones that I own what has changed, if anything, right? So I went on it and it said Clorox were actually questionable. So I went on that and just read a little bit more and see what's going on. So there's not a lot of information in there, but it says food products. It said about 9%. It said might include food products that are made using pork-based ingredients. I was like, okay, pork-based, what's going on here? So I went online, and obviously I knew this company has a source side of things. So they do actually, not only are they cleaning product, they sell cleaning products, they actually sell other things, which I'm going to show you in a second. So I went to their website, I went back to their current quarterly earnings, and there was nothing in there. So when you look at their website, you can't actually see anything that is not Sharia compliant. But obviously they have this side. They do have basically a section where they sell kind of food products. They don't actually, it's a source, so it's not really the actual food, and they give you like ingredients, like what you can do with it and so on. So I then went on just go into more onto this website. So Hidden Valley is one of the companies they own, and straight away I found this. Okay, and if you let me just quickly go back, I'll show you what it looks like, because I saw they have loads of different food. I was like, okay, I've seen this before, but I didn't think they were actually making the food or whatever, or like they're not a food company. They probably, the only thing they make is the sauce that goes with the food. So when I looked into this again, I just realized it's still the same. So they kind of give you like a recipes or weekly things that you could do and whatever, and then in that kind of way they actually like you to buy their products, obviously, right? So I couldn't see anything either. So I emailed them, Zoya, just to say, excuse me, what's going on? As far as I know, this company actually sells the sauce that goes with whatever. Can you reply? So I'm still waiting for it. I'm not sure what's going on. I waited for about a couple of days. Once I didn't get what I was looking for, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's something that I'm missing. So I sold it anyway. So I went ahead and sold Clorox straight away. Right, as you can see here on my history, okay, as you can see, it was sold, when was it sold? 3rd of September. And as you can see, it was down at the time, almost to 55 pounds. So I took a hit, and I'd rather do that than actually hold a company that I know is not Sharia compliant, or is not like, it's not what I'm looking for, because in the end of the day, I'm what I want to do is I have a goal and I want to achieve that, and I want to do it the right way. So basically, if the company is not, is not Sharia compliant anymore, then why would I actually hold that company? And when I saw these things, it kind of put me off. But anyway, so that is what I've done. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me to let me know whether that was a mistake or that was actual genuinely, something they've seen within the paperwork that has been submitted recently in their earnings report. So I'm still looking for that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I've sold Clorox. I took a hit. I'd rather do that than hold a company that I know in the long run is obviously going to make things difficult for me. So alhamdulillah, I've sold it all. I really like the company. I like their business model. Very overvalued at the moment, but because of the COVID, everyone buying their product and so on. But yeah, is gone. So I've sold that. So the next thing I want to show you is also another big company that I sold that was part of my portfolio before, and I'm sure you knew that I had PepsiCo. Okay, recently they came out and partnered with a Boston Beer, whatever company called, and they were basically they're planning to collaborate together to actually make a beer product. So alcohol, again, I said no thank you. I've sold it, but this one luckily it was $116 on the plus. So inshallah I'm gonna basically profile that profit and just pay off whatever I need to pay off. But as you can see, I've also sold this on the 24th of August. So it kind of worked out for me, because right now I've sold the Clorox took a hit, but with this one I made a little bit of profit. So inshallah I'm going to profile this. So the reason I'm doing this is not to kind of put anybody off or whatever. It's just to kind of show you I've always been transparent. What I'm doing here is just building portfolio full of Sharia compliant companies, and if I find one of these companies isn't Sharia compliant, then I'm going to look into it. There might be one or two questions where they have a either questionable section in their product, and that's what I'm basically one of the reasons I'm actually always checking. If they're questionable, then that means something is going on, so I do a little bit more research into it. Now, one of the apps that I recently used is, then straight away I sign up with Islamically just to see if it's actually any different to Zoya, and Clorox apparently is a Sharia compliant according to them. So I'm waiting. So this is the reason I said I might have made a mistake. I don't know, but we will see. We'll see what happens. So I've emailed Zoya already. I'm expecting basically a reply. If it was a mistake from their side, then what can I do? But according to Zoya, Islamically, it is actually Sharia compliant, but only time will tell. We'll see what happens with that one. Right, I did a video recently talking about Air Products and Chemicals as one of the companies I was analyzing and looking at, and one of the brothers actually commented and said, can you look into it? According to Zoya, it is actually questionable, and it definitely is questionable. I think it's like almost 90% questionable. Now when it comes to Air Products and Chemicals, they are not the type of company you expect it to be in terms of the business model. In terms of debt, yes, I get it, but in terms of business model, they are industrial gases. They're not really into the type of business that you expect it to go straight away into questionable or non-Sharia compliant territory. So I'm not sure what's going on. Again, I emailed Zoya. I'm looking for a reply. Hopefully we'll get one very soon. But when I look at Islamically, it actually isn't. Okay, so it's business activity is a pass, debt compliance is a pass, cash compliance is a pass, receivable compliance is actually a pass. So all of these are in the green. And when you look at this as well, some companies will be around here, so they kind of going into the red territory, but this one is actually in the green. So I'm not sure what's going on with this either. So I've emailed. I'm not doing again the Clorox situation. I'm gonna wait for Egg to get a reply, because this, I don't think there's anything wrong with the business model, their business model. But if they're basically in terms of, even though it says food and beverage, whatever, we're talking about the equipment they produce is used for these things. They don't actually deal with food and things like that. So anyway, that's the other thing I want to talk about. Other than that, the portfolio, I don't think it's been changed a lot, but I will tell you a couple of the buys. So instead of Clorox, I sold Clorox and I bought more of other companies, which I will share with you in a second. But one of the brothers requested to have a look at the pies, so I'm gonna do a very quick summary of the pies. So this is a consumer discretionary pie. It consists of Lowe's, Home Depot and Tesla, and they're all up nicely. So this section is up almost to 29%. The consumer staples has always been down and is still down, and now I've sold PepsiCo and Clorox is actually reduced now, which is fine with me. I might actually buy more of this. I actually started buying more of Unilever at the moment because they are undervalued at the moment. Then you've got the financials. I've got SPGI and then Moody's. Again, a small percentage. They are overvalued at the moment, so anytime there's a little bit drop, if I've got a few pounds left in the account, I just buy a little bit more just to keep it. And then you've got the healthcare. So the healthcare again is one of my biggest holdings in terms of, I've got like £5,000. Johnson & Johnson, I now own I think about 20 shares. I'll tell you in a second how many. And then Merck, and then Pfizer and Amgen. Then you've got the industrials. I love this sector. This is amazing. I can't honestly. 3M, Union Pacific, Waste Management, Emerson Electric and Cummins. And then you've got the technology, the biggest. So as you can see, I have almost £10,000 of my money in here, and 3,000 of that is actually in Microsoft at the moment. I'm overweight Microsoft. I don't mind. I actually would buy more if it drops again. And then you've got Apple, Broadcom, Qualcomm, which I talked about in the last video. Great company. Currently I think is undervalued, so I'm buying more of this in the next few weeks. Salesforce, same thing. Again, I'm buying more Salesforce. And Visa, I don't think I'll be touching until it becomes fair value, or maybe comes back down a little bit. Again, September is a very volatile month, so you might actually get an opportunity if you are waiting, if you've got a bit of cash on the side. Just you might want to have a look around, because for September historically is a month where stocks go down. I think from now on it's going to be a quite volatile market, because come to November, a lot of the October, November, a lot of the big boys, the hedge funds will be doing their taxes and all that stuff. So they might do tax write-off and sell a lot of their companies that are basically are at the moment in the red and so on. So it might be a good opportunity for you to buy material, air products and chemicals, which I talked about earlier before. PBG Industrials is actually now becoming a kind of fair valued, so I might be buying more, because I sold it before, bought more Rio Tinto, which was very undervalued. So I took a bit of profit and bought more Rio Tinto, and now I might start buying PBG again, because I do like the company and their business model. So that's the pies overall. So for those who really wanted to know, like I said before, I bought more of products and chemicals. I haven't touched anything else in here. I think I bought was it 4 or 6 more shares of 6 more shares. So that £772 came from Clorox. Is actually went straight into this company here. No, it was PepsiCo. So I've sold PepsiCo and I bought more of Johnson & Johnson, and currently is one of the second biggest holding that I have in my portfolio. Kimberly-Clark, I haven't touched it in a while. Lowe's, same. Merck, I haven't touched it, even though I said I will buy more Merck recently, and probably Lowe's, but I haven't touched them since. I bought a little bit more Pfizer. PBG, I said I've sold it, but I'm probably start buying again. Procter & Gamble, I don't think I bought anything recently, because it's really overvalued at the moment. So I don't know. I don't feel like I want to pay 144 when my overall is 133 at the moment. Qualcomm, definitely buying more of this company. Rio Tinto at the moment is still undervalued, but I think I'm just going to get 20 shares and then hold it and just leave it there like that. S&P Global, I will leave this for now. Maybe I'll buy a little bit more here and there. Salesforce, definitely undervalued, buying more. Tesla, it's been going up a lot recently. I think it went up yesterday quite a bit, almost to 2.5%. But yeah, it's doing all right. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I don't think I want to touch Tesla yet. If I touch it, I'll probably sell it and buy something else. But at the moment, it's fine. I'm almost to I think a couple of days ago, it was almost 90%. So if it doubles, I might just sell one share and then keep the rest. keep the other share. I've only got 2 there. Unilever, I think I bought almost 3 shares a couple of days ago. It dropped quite a bit. Anytime it drops below 40s, I start buying more of this company. I want to reduce my overall average to probably about less than 40s. We'll see. Right, so the money that came out of Clorox is actually went to Union Pacific. I think that's what I did. I bought 5 shares of Union Pacific of £776. Again, it's fair valued at the moment. It's not expensive, it's not too cheap, but I know it's one of the reopening companies, the companies that will definitely profit from everything going back to normal, because they have the trains to transport goods from one place to the other in the States. Unfortunately, they only work in the United States, but they are one of the, I think there's about 3 companies that are similar, but Union Pacific is the oldest and obviously a great company, and they pay really good dividend. So I always wanted to have 10 shares, so I've now got 10 shares worth of 101,500. Slightly down in the last couple of days. I think it went down 3. Let me have a look. I think this week is down, about 3% this week, which is fine. Unfortunately, I bought it and went down straight away, so I wish I bought it just after it went down. But hey, it doesn't matter, because I'm doing dollar average cost, dollar average in each month, so I don't really mind if it goes down as well. Visa, I haven't bought more. Waste Management, again, Waste Management is one of those companies now I have a question mark on, because according to Zoya, it's now questionable, which is a bit weird. But when you go to Islamically, it's not, and their product, they don't have a product, so they basically, all they do is collect garbage and then recycle it. So I don't know what is going on with Zoya. I think Zoya is going a bit mad, but I like the company. I want to buy more, but the issue is it keeps going up, and my average was $112 per share. You can see it's now $105 and $154 per share. So yeah, that's the overall portfolio. Again, I still have, let me quickly show you the dividends for this month. So I'm being paid so far £35, almost £36 so far in this month. I'm expecting though a lot more than that, because on the 13th I'm expecting almost $22 from 3M, then Home Depot, then Waste Management, then about £70. I think it will be less than 70, because some of the shares that I bought I bought a few more shares last few days, and I think I missed the extra dividend. And then you've got almost $29 from Broadcom and Union Pacific. Kimberly-Clark almost is $17, Merck about 16, and then 3 from TSM so far. So when you look at the year, this month is actually the month I will probably expecting almost about 200, or I think it's about 190. It's not 216, but because I bought a few more shares of the companies that have already gone past the ex-dividend date. But the next month, you can see it kind of drops back. So my aim by the end of this year is still to have, and as you can see now, is almost basically just slightly over $1,000 but when you look at the dividend in pounds, is about 640. But I want to make this 1,000 if possible. I hopefully will see how that goes. Dividend target for 2020 is obviously 1,000. I now passed the halfway point, I think almost there, so hopefully we'll see. And I still have about I think 13,000 to add to the ISA account. So if I can show you that quickly, the ISA account, about 13,400 still to add until the 6th of April this year, and I definitely want to do that. Although I have a few other projects that I'm working on at the moment, okay, which inshallah I will share when I'm ready. I will definitely try to basically max my ISA account again this year. So that will be the 3rd year that I'm actually maxing my ISA account. 2nd year that I'm maxing my ISA account. So that would be really nice. That would be really good, because my target is to add, like I've said at the beginning, one of my targets is to max my ISA account basically every single year, reinvest all the dividends. Every penny that I get, I'm going to reinvest in some of the companies that I actually like and that are undervalued at the moment. So I have 3 other companies. So let me actually quickly show you the growth portfolio. Again, Tesla, you've seen it. CRM or Salesforce, I have 3 shares in this account, and then the rest of the basically are in free trade. So if you're interested, oh by the way, again, free shares, have a look at the free trade. I think they're still doing it. They've got a good deal this month, I think. If you basically buy if you open up an account, top up, I think there's like a draw that you can go into and get like up to 2,000 something. I can't remember exactly. And CrowdStrike, I have a little bit of CrowdStrike. Again, I really like the company, but it's it's one of those companies that I'm using as a trading, because I buy more when it goes down and then sell when it goes up. But right now it's kind of come back down again. It was almost at 280 the other day, and now it's come back to 260. So I'm waiting to go to below 230s, and then I'll buy more, and then when it goes up, sell and buy more of the companies that I'm undervalued at the moment. Right, that is overall my portfolio. I'm hoping I'll share with you another video very soon. If you have any questions, again, everything I'm doing here is just to show you transparency, if I can say the word, and obviously I would like that from you as well. So if you can share your thoughts on some of the companies that I have, if you can share, and honestly it's been really helpful having that connection, having that communication, because if some of the brothers that came forward, like someone told me about PepsiCo, I found out probably in the same day we found out, and I was doing a bit of research, and one of the brothers mentioned again, and then I did a little bit more research and found out about the beer company and whatever they were working on. Clorox, again, I just found it by accident. When it comes to APD, we're still looking for answers. So once we get more answers, inshallah, I will share that with you. But it looks like it's probably a mistake from Zoya, because I can't see this company going non-Sharia compliant. So inshallah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much. If you lasted this long, please like, subscribe, let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate all the help. Thank you very much. And it actually takes a lot of time to kind of put these kind of videos together. Even though this was kind of sharing my portfolio, the other videos actually put a lot of time after work every day, just sit there doing research, finding out a bit more information, and finding out things that I can share with you guys to kind of help everyone. So if there's anything specific you would like me to check, let me know. I don't invest in anything to do with commodities at the moment, so some of you asked me about that. So inshallah, I have other projects that I'm working on. Once that's over, hopefully look into it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum everyone, take care.